Now we're recording, and I'm glad to be back.
For anybody wondering why
Back again.
that might be watching
With
the
my
stream.
friends.
The reason we asked about the record is because one time Eric let us get 17 minutes into the show before he realized we didn't hit record.
One time, and I'm never going to live it down.
No,
never.
No, because we actually had some. If it was bad content, I'd let you live that down so quick. Like you actually
was
did
actually
us a
good
favor.
content.
It was a solid 17-minute session between the three of us. Me and Joey weren't here though. We were back at Joey's when that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
I was in Florida, but that's why.
That's
So it was a little,
That's right.
getting everything together, ready. It was my first, show on the road.
Yeah,
so
it's okay.
I was.
No worries.
Well,
We figured it out.
we forgive you. We just won't let
Listen,
you live
little
it
by
down.
little, we're getting better and
Right.
better. Things are looking better and better. We're doing our thing here.
Getting there. Slowly but surely.
Now
We're
what we
getting
need
there.
to do is we need to get people to hit the like button, the share button, the subscribe, follow.
That's
all
what we
that
need.
stuff is free.
Please do it.
Why not do it?
I can't
Why
wait till
not do it?
I
Why?
can't-
Why would you not?
For
If you're gonna
Four
listen
good guys.
anyway-
We're four good guys with Fife. Come
Well,
on.
hey,
Timmy,
listen, what
Timmy.
about Louis? Louis is all around.
Timmy, if
that's
you're
right.
if you're gonna watch the whole stream, I want you to count how many times Joey tries to take a sip of his milkshake.
No, it's
Just
not going to be
please.
for a
I
while.
just want. I've been with him for half an hour, 40 minutes max. I think I've watched him try like 5 times.
Hey, I got a milkshake last
Hey,
night.
hey,
I
what's-
froze it. I kept it frozen.
I'm jealous
and
of the
now
milkshake.
What's more likely to happen
It's
first?
not happening.
Bronny James to score another bucket, or you to finish that milkshake?
Oh, I thought he was gonna be like Dave to get a blizzard from Dairy Queen, or you to get your first sip of that milkshake. No, bro. Hey, man.
I'm going.
I
I'm
wanna
going.
say- I
Bronny
wanna-
James gets a bucket before this milkshake thaws.
He only got 2. He was 2 of 9 in 20-something minutes. Shot like shit, looked like shit, but he was the only thing you heard about that game.
Of
He had
course.
4 other players on that team scoring double digits. You had other people that outshined him, outperformed him, and yet all we know. And then apparently it was big news that he was out the next game.
Because of right,
Gives a
like
shit?
knee
This kid
soreness.
sucks, and I'm gonna reiterate that, and I'm gonna continue to die on that hill. But somebody who doesn't suck, because we don't need to spend a lot of time on Bronny James.
I'm not letting you spend more time than you did last week. Bronny James, enough with him.
Exactly.
Like we can get like the
But
emotions you showed last week. I am all good
I'm
with
about
if
to
he's
get
taking
emotional
20
again, though.
minutes a game in the regular season. Then
I'm going to get emotional, but I'm not going to get emotional about him. I'm going to get a little bit emotional about, the Olympics are coming up.
yes,
You know how I feel about the Olympics.
yes.
You're all for it. You're all gung-ho.
America! Let's go! Medal count. That's all it's about. Showing superior dominance over the others. That is what it's about. That is what we're here for. That is what we're playing for. But what kind of irked me a little bit about the men's basketball team was something, I don't know, did you guys hear Anthony Edwards come out and say that
He's the
I'm
I'm all
through him.
for it, baby.
love
Have
it.
that mentality.
I love it.
it's a team sport. You can't just say, I'm going to go out there and get mine and screw everybody else.
He
That's
didn't
not
say
do
that.
that.
They asked him who's the number one option on the team. He said, "I believe it's me. The team should run through me."
Yeah.
He never came out and said, "Screw everybody else. I'm going to go get
Pretty
mine."
much what he said.
He said,
No.
"I'm the number one option on this team."
But is he? Because I don't think he is. I don't
Obviously,
think
he's not
option,
going to be.
I don't think he's option 2 or 3 either.
No, I agree with that because it's.
I
Probably
don't.
I do. Well, who's going to be the starting 5? First off,
Steph Curry,
'Cause
Anthony Edwards, LeBron James,
KD and AD.
KD, and Anthony Davis.
Okay, so interesting. Then maybe you're right because he's the youngest guy. He's got the freshest legs out of all of them because they're all. I hate to say this, they're all old, man. The starting 5 is KD's old, in my opinion. Yes, he's still good. LeBron James, he's 40. Steph's 34. I mean, they could have gotten a couple younger guys on this team. I need to stop bringing that up about the age because this is still a talented team. They're probably all Hall of Famers on this team too.
Oh yeah.
But why not? I mean, why not go through Anthony Edwards?
I mean, I'm sorry, but based off of what I watched towards the end of the year, Anthony Edwards was the best player out of every guy that's on this roster. He was the most dominant. He was the most confident. He was the most consistent. I mean, I really don't see how you don't look at Anthony Edwards as arguably the alpha on this team, and he has the mentality for it.
Yeah, he definitely has
the mentality for it.
Absolutely.
So what else do you want? He's an alpha. I love it. I'm all for it. Call your shot. Say the team should run through me. This team is getting a lot of comparisons to the 92 Dream Team because it was basically a bunch of older guys with some young dudes mixed in, but the one alpha of Michael Jordan, who was clearly the best player.
But I'm not looking at Anthony Edwards as clearly the best player.
I do. When it comes down, if I had to give the ball to one guy and believe that he would die trying to get a basket for me or die on the defensive end to get a stop, I would trust him more than anybody else on this team right now.
What you pulled up, is that the whole team?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 100% would trust him more than anybody.
My fifth member.
LeBron James is still a beast, no doubt about it. Steph Curry can still shoot the three ball. Devin Booker is a pretty damn good player. Halliburton is a pretty damn good player. Kevin Durant, he's like Kawhi. I mean, who are you
Jason
looking?
Tatum?
I'd still take Anthony Edwards if it came down to
Man, this is a really good team.
It's a good roster. They have they're more dominant, not dominated by their older stars. When you look at Curry and you look at LeBron and you look at Durant and you look at Kawhi, you look at Anthony Davis, those are their older stars. Those are their big names. Tatum, Embiid, whatever with Embiid. But Tatum, Halliburton, Anthony Edwards.
Yep.
Like,
and Booker's
like 28, so short. Like, but Edwards at his age is just, I just genuinely think he should have that mentality. And I would run the team through him without even trying.
Why can't he just say that, like, hey, I'm coming out here. I want to play my best basketball. I want to be the best version of myself I could be out there. Like, why does he have to come out and just say everything runs through me? Like,
he was asked. If I said to you...
I'm just saying there's a more diplomatic and better approach to that when you're being a team player.
So when the direct question is, who's the number one option on the team... You're supposed to
take the high road and say, I'm not sure. We have a lot of great players on this team. We have a champion in Jason Tatum. We have champions in Durant and Curry and arguably the all-time greatest in LeBron. There's I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to give my all for Team USA.
Happy to be here. I'm here to win.
And I'm going to hope that I put out my best basketball I can. And blah, blah, blah. There's ways you could spin it where he didn't have to turn it into me, myself, and I. He didn't have to take that approach, and that's my problem with it, is he took that approach rather than taking the approach. He didn't have to gloat there. He didn't have to say, oh, it should run through me. It should be. Again, there's ways to be, still humble about things, and he
not
just
him.
Doesn't give that to me. He doesn't give me that vibe.
We saw that during the playoffs, though. That's not him. He's very confident in himself and his ability. So when the question was asked, I'm with you on that. I'm more like a Derek Jeter kind of an answer. Give me more team, and because everybody's on pace to be a Hall of Famer on this team, but he's got that confidence, that swag, and good for him. That's great.
I'm all for it.
You need somebody on the team to stand out. Why not?
If this was years ago and they asked Kobe Bryant, who should the team run through? Kobe Bryant with a young LeBron James in his prime and a young Carmelo Anthony and all these different players. You telling me Kobe Bryant would have been like, it should run through me? If you go back to 92 and they asked Jordan the same question, you don't think he would have said it should run through me? You don't get here without that type of attitude. Is there a higher road answer? Sure there is. But he got asked the question in the moment. He answered it honestly with confidence. I am all good with it. And you got a whole bunch of vets on this team that can shut up and go win another gold medal.
But I don't think they're winning it on his back. And that's where, again, I just think that there's a lot of other great players here. He may have a game or two where, yeah, he plays great. There are going to be games where other people outshine him. And I just think there was a humbler way for him to take the approach. Again, I want people to be confident. I want them to be hungry. I want that confidence. I do. But at the same time, you've got to also know what you're talking about and know, like, it's still a team sport in the end, and that to me is what gets me a little bit.
Maybe
just, like I said, I still think they're a championship team. I still think they're a gold medal team. They are Team USA, and I'm 100%. I hope Anthony Edwards plays great. I'm not wishing that he doesn't. I hope he does play great. I hope he proves me wrong and becomes the reason they win the gold medal.
Because of medal count.
Because of medal count, baby.
Well, maybe
So it's about America.
Maybe with playing with players like these great guys, they're going to tell him, hey, young buck, calm down. You know, you're not the star here, even though you're trying to be. But maybe they talk to him or settle him down a little bit.
Do you know what I say to him?
Stop it. Get some help.
Or he lights a fire under all of them and makes them practice harder and play better. Keep in mind, this team, not this exact team, but about 70% of this team lost the FIBA championship and ended up with a silver in that. You can't put a team like this together and not come home with gold. You can't. So you need guys to come out there and be tough and say what they got to say and put some starch in their shorts. You know what I'm saying? Like, light that fire. Oh, I'm sorry, Lou. You agree with me, right? Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what he's saying, but
Yeah,
I don't agree with either of you. So, I mean, all I'm hoping for is gold medals. Like, and that's where I'm at. Like, I know we got the medal tracker, but there's no medals yet. But I'm
Not yet. Couple
2
weeks
away, right?
Couple weeks. I believe like the end of July it starts.
Yeah. It starts basically the same time NFL training camp start.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yep.
I think
It's going to be a busy end of the month because you have NFL training camp starting, getting into the preseason. You have Olympics. You have the MLB trade deadline.
Yep.
You're probably going to have WNBA playoffs.
I think they take a halt because of the Olympics, because the stars of the league are Team USA.
But even still, right when they come back, I think it picks up. And, like, I don't think they're far
you're
away
right.
from the playoffs.
No,
I could
you're
be
right.
wrong. Like, I think they're... But
It might be another week or two before, but you're right. As soon as they come back from the Olympics, it's basically
Because I know
playoffs.
they're done before the NBA starts, right? They're done sometime, I think, August, September, right? I think is WNBA.
They're just a summer sport.
Which is good, to be honest. I hope they find their niche. I hope they find their fit, and they seem to be gaining a ton of fans this season, especially. I mean, we talk about them every week. We're going to continue to talk about them. Hell, we started the show with women's basketball today with you two becoming champions yourselves, guessing correctly Gino Ariema. New signed basketball. Thanks to my brother-in-law of Gino Ariema. I
feel great.
So,
I do about that.
Dave
That was a hell of a team effort.
and Joey were both able to identify that it's
every
him.
day.
And listen,
It was a
women's
team
college
effort.
basketball.
It was genuinely a team
He's
effort.
arguably the best women's college basketball
You can
coach
argue
of all
that.
time.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Up there with Pat Summitt. Up there with greatest coaches of all time. Well, I mean, national
100%.
championships alone. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a beast. So, yeah, I mean,
They're finding a niche. What they need to hope is that they continue to get other
Stars.
very talented young women coming out of college that can add to the names that are in the pool of people like continue to have Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark break records and do these things to draw the attention. And that Team USA matchup you mentioned for their All-Star game,
Yeah.
I think that's actually that. Like, I want to watch.
It's an awesome idea.
Like,
It
I
really
actually
is.
want to watch that.
well, I heard an interesting thing, too, that really what could be part of the popularity and the growing popularity of the WNBA is that multiple stars have come out of college. See, I think that's been part of their problem is in years past, they've had certain people come out. Brittany Griner come out. But it was just Brittany Griner, pretty much, like that you heard about.
Yeah.
Or Brianna Stewart, or, Sabrina Ionescu, or, like, whoever you heard about, maybe one star, but you didn't hear about multiple the way you heard about Brink, the way you heard about Reese, the way you heard about Clark, the way you heard about, like, a lot of these other... And it seemed to be a really good rookie class. So I think more than just finding another star, they need to find another good class to follow this one. And I'm hoping it happens because, again, I'll watch any entertaining sport, and they seem to be getting more and more entertaining to watch.
Very true.
So I'm becoming more invested. But, again, we are that show that every week Every week we talk about it.
It's becoming a consistent topic, and that's a good thing. Hopefully, it's happening all over the place, and they get the attention they deserve. Because I mean, they play fundamental
How you're supposed to play basketball.
they play the basketball like the way it was played like in like the 40s and like 50s, like for men, like the athleticism and the size and all that took a while to get there. Like, I mean, they've only had, a handful of women actually dunk a basketball like in a game. Like, that's going to change. You know what I mean? As they continue to train and have money for better training facilities and development and get to the girls' leagues when they're in, middle school, and you that's all it is. It's just the money trickling down to invest in them growing and adding to those classes that you're mentioning. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that game, their All-Star game. I think that's going to be pretty badass.
Will it be more exciting than the...
Homerun's playing with the crowd. Say, you want chicken?
Are they going to give him chicken? Or are they going to give him chicken? Or are they going to give him chicken?
I'm not touching that question.
They're getting chicken. They're getting chicken.
So, I don't have anywhere to go after that.
Yeah, that's a hard one to pivot from,
Real
man.
quick. In the chat, you were talking about the men's basketball team. Timmy is winter over summer. I don't know if you guys are.
I remember
that.
Winter over summer, but I have to ask him why. Yeah, I
He
have
said
to know the why.
bobsled, the skeleton, the luge, speed skating, and hockey.
The only reason you like the bobsled is because of Cool Runnings.
That was a great
That was a
movie.
great-
It's a great movie, but it's not. I'm
not gonna lie,
enough. It's not enough for me. To me,
I could get behind bobsled. It's kind of cool watching them go through around the
It
turns
is
and
cool,
whatnot because they're going
especially
fast.
when you realize how fast they're going. But
Yeah.
like basketball, boxing, golf. I mean, those are three of the biggest sports in our country. Like, I mean, that alone kind of already.
yeah, but as far as golf goes, I'm not sure if we brought this up, but did we bring
He
it up
says
about who's it that missed that didn't make the team? And they've won. I think they were like in the last few majors. They've been like top.
Schefter?
Is that it?
Yeah, Scotty Schefter.
Yeah. Well,
Scheffler?
Or Scheffler,
Yeah,
sorry.
there you go.
Yeah.
I still don't know how we're going to roll into the Olympics without having our best guys, and why we're penalizing guys for being in Live Golf. Like, to me, it's just silly.
That
It's
I'm with you
nonsense. Like, you take the 10 best. If you have a guy who's finished top 3 in the last 3 majors played, not even top 10, but number 6, number 2, and number 1. He pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna have him on your team just because he played in some Live Golf events. Something's got to be done about that, because if we lose a gold medal because of that, if we lose a chance at a gold medal because we now have a lesser player on the
We got Eric's
roster,
excuse if they don't have the
Medal
gold
count.
medal.
It's all about the medal count.
it's
Very
about
good.
gold medals. Damn it, it is. And I got to be honest. Without him, I think we're a little short in the golf department.
Hey. Even with him, we could be short in the golf department. You never know. You literally never know.
So Timmy can't stand the basketball. He says golf's okay and that boxing's garbage.
Oh, Timmy, the basketball's gotten so much better.
Yeah, I agree
they're
with the basketball
Spain-
because more countries are now
Yeah,
have caught
like-
up and it's actually more competitive.
Yeah, you look at some of these countries. I mean, the U.S. still
Look at
should
France.
win gold.
Look
Yeah.
at France, though. They back-to-back #1 picks in the draft, and this year they had the first 2 picks in the draft.
Yeah. I mean, Spain's been a really good basketball team for a while. Australia is actually really good.
France tried to get
Volleyball's
Embiid.
dope. Gymnastics,
Yeah,
I like.
Embiid chose
The Prime Minister actually called Embiid and asked him to come play, and he said no.
he chose the easier route and went with Team USA.
Bro, they shouldn't be able to do
Scares me
that.
because that man doesn't win anything.
They shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to do that.
As if you're a citizen of the
The
country.
thing is,
you
yeah,
can
if you're
play
holding
for whoever
dual
you want.
citizenship
You're
in multiple companies.
Where is he from? I know Africa, but
No, I don't know if he is. He's from. To be honest, I'm not sure.
okay. But if you're
We can
born
look
in
it
a
up.
certain country, I feel like you have to play there. I'm sorry, I do. If you're born in Italy, you can't play for the United States.
I mean,
That's me. That's me.
I think that's definitely a
Get this, Joel Embiid. You're awesome, bro. Don't get me wrong. Birthplace, go back up. Right there. Cameroon. You should be rocking for Cameroon and not for the United States. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no. I get what you're saying, but hey.
No. But again, he's been in America for how long now? He's, his whole being, livelihood, everything is made here in America. Like,
yeah, true.
Over a third
maybe
of his
he
life
has.
he's
And
lived
listen,
in the
I'm hoping
country.
he has some patriotism to him, and he wants to win for the U.S. of A.
I think he just wants to win a gold. I don't care. I don't think he cares who it's for. Just wants to win a gold.
I mean, I'd want to win a gold.
Do you care if it's for USA?
No, I
or if
wouldn't
it's
care.
for Canada, or
That'd
if
be
it's
cool
for...
just to win the gold. That'd be pretty badass. I mean, I have no other country I could play
Speaking of
for
winning
but
the
US.
gold, though, there is one guy who won a golden mustard belt. I don't know. Did you guys watch?
No.
Catch the
didn't watch.
highlights? Nothing?
Didn't watch. No.
And I heard,
America's favorite pastime?
I heard he fell short of by like 30 of Joey Chestnut.
No,
No,
he didn't. He
like-
didn't.
like
He had
15?
58. He had 58, which I think is respectable.
I feel like that's an
Joey
average.
Chestnut, I think last year, the year before, only had like 62.
Yeah, but
His
you-
high is 76.
Yes.
So he was 18 off of the most.
I mean, that's
not
a lot of hot dogs.
but
I
not
don't
30.
need 18 hot dogs in a year.
But I'm just saying, but to even be that close, and now he won. He faced a competition. There was fair competition. Joey Chestnut went and ate a bunch of hot dogs. Listen, he's still like he's still a hero to me, Joey Chestnut.
Yo,
Don't
did
get me
anybody-
wrong. Like I just
Didn't he have some kind of competition on Netflix or something with Kobayashi?
no, he's going to a Labor Day with Kobayashi. They're having
on
a
Labor. I thought they did it on 4th of
What he
July.
did
to compete
actually
with it.
recently is he went and ate 200 Buffalo Wild Wings, boneless wings, in 38 minutes. And
Did he have a heart attack afterwards?
No,
or
he did it
agita?
because I guess they're having something where Buffalo Wild Wings, where you Mondays, Wednesdays, or whatever, it's all you can eat.
Okay.
So he was like, "Oh, I'll put your all you can eat test," and then they were like, "Oh, okay, we dare you," and he was like, "Oh, okay, I'll eat 200
Yeah, they did like
of
a
them
buy
tomorrow."
one, get one free, too. I missed
Yeah.
out on my free birthday wings.
So
I had them
it
up in
happens,
June.
but listen, he ate a shit ton of wings. And
That makes me nauseous to think about.
a lot of boneless
Like,
wings.
any sauce or just plain?
I don't know. I didn't watch
I
that,
mean, I would.
so I can't
if
tell
you're
you.
gonna eat that many wings, like you gotta go plain. That putting those sauces in your body too. Ooh.
But see, that's the thing is like if I'm chowing down on hot dogs, I need some ketchup. I gotta be honest. I need some
What,
mustard.
A wet bun dipped in water doesn't do it
I
for
would
you.
no, it really doesn't. To be honest with you, but again, I don't think I could ever win that competition. I don't think I would ever try. Joey Chestnut.
No.
He's the all-time GOAT, but he let us down this year not competing in the correct competition. Now, granted, he redeemed himself a little bit by doing it with our military. So I can always respect anybody who puts time and effort in with our military, by all means. So I got to get off his back just a little bit. But with that said, he better kick Kobayashi's ass in September because America, damn it. And he didn't win the mustard belt. So we need him to at least redeem himself in his, in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how you guys feel.
I want Kobayashi to win. We grew up with Kobayashi. Let's go. Bring back the childhood in me.
For those of you not watching the stream, Eric just looked at Joey like he's going to kick him out of the house. So
I'm always
wait
going
to
against
see.
America.
I don't know what's gonna
Canada
happen.
for the Stanley Cup, and now I'm going Kobayashi. Let's go. Kobayashi.
Dave, you got a pick there? Way too early, Kobayashi,
Oh, I'm
Joey
taking
Chestnut.
Joey
pick?
Chestnut. Joey Chestnut dethroned
Dude, he's been
Kobayashi.
killing
Why would we
He's been
think?
killing
Why
him.
would we think that he's going to?
That's why I'm taking the
himself
underdog.
back. Oh, Louis getting some camera shine. That's your go boy.
Good job. Louis.
Shout out to those on the listening to the podcast that have no idea what we're mentioning. Is our mascot,
He is our mascot. He is our friend. He is Louis.
and he's sneezing all over me. So, thanks, Louis. Appreciate you. But
what he
yeah,
does.
I'm taking Joey Chestnut. That's not even that doesn't even require thought. Like you could wake me up from a dead sleep, ask me that question. I'd be like, Chestnut, out.
I will not take a tortilla slap bet on that.
No.
Will not do that.
Oh no, that could go either way. I mean, all you need is one guy to get some little lodged in their
I
throat,
think
and it's a
Joey
problem.
Chestnut takes it, but I'm rooting for Kobayashi.
I just can't believe how many major league eating competitions there are out there. Like there's so many. Like, there was one guy, I forget how many pounds of mayo he ate. And I'm like, who would enter that competition and
There's
why?
that, and I think
like,
people eat butter.
or
people
like
that don't
jalapeno poppers or like anything. Like, you could literally sit down and just be like, I want to set a world record eating this and like do it.
Real quick, Timmy's kids say hello. They hear us.
Hello.
Wasn't it with you? We were at Buffalo Wild Wings by the Rockaway Mall, and you did the
I did the hot wing
the
challenge.
hot wing
Yeah,
challenge,
yeah.
and you did it though,
I
right?
did it.
Yeah.
I did it. But
The smell of the sauce alone made me have to step out and have a smoke. My eyes started to water. I like could not like.
I don't think he went with a sauce like that. Like, I don't think he ate 200 super spicy.
No,
ones.
there's no way he ate 200 wings with sauce. He would have that your body. Nobody's body can handle that much crap. Like chicken with fried chicken, fine, right? But like with sauce, like even if you did their lightest sauce, at some point the acid reflux, heartburn. Oh,
So you think he did it no ranch, no blue cheese? You think he just did it?
I think I mean, I don't know. He
Maybe
had
that's part
to,
of
he
it.
probably had to have something to make it that like you got to ease it down your throat, right? You got to soften the crunch from the fried food.
No, I don't. I don't do ranch or blue cheese. I just
No, I'm saying if you're gonna eat that many in a short period of time, like it's the same thing with the hot dogs when you dip them in water. It's so the bread
Valid.
breaks up a lot
Valid.
easier. That's why you do
Valid.
it. So I don't know, but yeah, I know Eric. You can talk about this all day and your love for chestnut, but
Well,
I know there's more.
I
you
have
got.
I have
He's an
another
ox,
love
bro.
though.
He is.
I have another love though, and it's coming up within the night. Before we talk again, it will be here, and that's the Homerun Derby.
Oh, is that this weekend?
It is the 15th, so I believe it's next
week.
Monday.
A week.
Next
Monday.
yeah.
Oh, today's
So
the
we'll
night,
be
yeah.
here probably Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. See what next week brings. But Homerun Derby, man, like it's just fun.
Oh, I used to
It's
love the
it's
Derby.
one of the
I
best
used to love
things.
it.
It's as far as individual
They're doing something different.
events. Like you talk about the 3-point contest, the dunk contest. This is like right up there. This is to me the number one because it's just pure power. Everybody, chicks dig the long ball. Everybody likes to see some home runs.
I mean, at this
And,
point, the
I
home run
mean-
derby is probably more entertaining than the slam dunk contest. I mean, the slam dunk contest is a snooze fest now.
The 3-point contest, and I think the home run derby are probably the best things.
Like, even if you think right, the home run derby, they have some of their bigger names that play in the that compete in the home run derby.
Some,
Like
I want to show you guys.
I know,
actually. I'm gonna list
what's his name, Alonso, right from the Mets.
Yeah, he's in it.
got-
Pete
he's won
Alonso.
it
his
twice,
fifth,
right?
his fifth time in it.
Marcelo Ozuna from I believe the Braves.
Yeah.
Bobby Witt Jr.
From KC.
Yeah, hang on.
Do. Since we're talking about baseball, Timmy also put earlier in the chat that the Mets should sign Trevor Bauer. And I told him I heard Trevor Bauer was looking to sue Major League Baseball because nobody signed him yet.
Try more to the far right.
I actually think he has a case
No,
because he's
the
really
bar,
good.
Home score schedule, all that.
Oh, Mets trade for righty reliever Phil. I don't know who he is, but hey, they got a
Mullen,
Mayton,
Mayton.
and then Ramirez. He's competing in the home run derby. There you go. But yeah, I actually think Trevor Bauer might have a case because it's not like he's a crap pitcher. He did something terrible, but
What did he do? I don't even know.
I believe it was sexual assault cases against him,
Oh,
but they
shit.
were dropped. He was found not guilty. So now he's looking to get back into the league, and nobody's giving him an opportunity.
I mean, that is something that most people want to keep. Unless you're a football team, that's really something you really.
Yeah,
kinda
that's actually
wanna-
valid. That's a valid point.
I mean, football seems to be the only sport that'll actually like look at that and be like, don't sweat it.
As long as you're talented,
Yeah.
sign you up.
We'll figure it out.
Oh, is Gunnar Henderson gonna do it? That's my dude. I'm taking Gunnar.
Gunnar Henderson, Pete Alonso, Alec Bohm.
Bomb.
That's a badass last name if you're in the home run derby. I
Bombs
so
hitting
hope it's
bombs.
Bombs. Jose Ramirez. I recognize that name. Otani. Interesting.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, but isn't he not pitching this year because of something with his arm? Why would he want to put
Yeah.
extra swings on his arms if he doesn't have to? I don't know. It's just my thought out loud. I don't know enough about baseball or whatever issue he had with his arm.
He does say though it's not likely he'll be participating.
Yeah, so yeah, these are all interested. Judge, I'm not surprised.
Not participating.
Yeah, I've actually heard, and
They're
correct me
doing a
if
new
I'm
format
wrong.
this year too. My bad. Go ahead.
So I heard that a lot of home run hitters that like actually like are consistent home run hitters in the regular season aren't big fans of doing the home run derby.
Yeah, well, because it
that's
messes up their swing.
Yeah, like because it's a whole different rhythm and a whole different experience. That like
Because it's just rapid fire, basically. Just come and you can just, mess up your whole swing. Anything could throw it all off. The Judge got hurt. He had an oblique injury after his home run derby, so that's why he hasn't really participated. But you're right, man. And this year they're doing a brand new format for the home run derby. I believe they're doing it kind of like the 3-point contest.
all 8 players get 3 minutes or 40 pitches, plus 1 timeout. 4 leading hitters advance. Ties broken by longest home run distance. After initial 3 minutes or 40 pitches, each player gets 3 bonus outs where they continue hitting until 3 outs are recorded. Hitters earn a 4th bonus out with a 420-foot homer in the bonus time. Gives anyone who's trailing a chance to catch up. So that's your first round. Second round, 4 remaining players are seeded 1 through 4 using home run totals for first round. 3 minutes or 40 pitches, same bonus time rules apply. Okay, that's pretty straightforward so far. Final 2 players now have 2 minutes or 27 pitches with 1 timeout, same bonus time rules, and then player with most homers wins. Okay, that's actually not bad.
I miss the old days, 10 outs. I do. But then, what was it? Like Bobby Abreu went for like 2 hours or something like that?
Oh, yeah, it was ridiculous. So, I mean, I understand putting the time constraints because, again,
What was it?
nobody wants to watch it if it's 4 hours long. Like, I want to sit down and watch a 2-hour home run derby where
Yeah,
I'm
if
watching
it's like
a
4 or
bunch of
5
bombs.
hours, it's tough.
I'm seeing competition, like, I had 4 hours where it was getting to like midnight and shit. It was too much.
Didn't Bryce Harper go for like over 45 minutes at Yankee
you might be
Stadium
right.
the one year?
Yeah.
You might be right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm with you guys.
I think it was Josh Hamilton.
You got to set that time limit because, like, yeah, it's cool to think that a guy could literally do that, but at the same time, it's like to me, they can basically go until their arms are tired. Like once the person throwing them the ball and the guy swinging get a rhythm to it, like you basically can't miss. It's like an NBA all-star shooting free throws. Once he gets his spot, like he's not missing a shot for the most part. Like. So yeah, I like the idea of a time stretch, but this is it's an interesting format. So I mean,
it is. You know what they used to do way back in the day that I would love for them to do? They did it in the off season though. They actually did home run derby by the innings. So they'd have like Mickey Mantle versus Willie Mays. Did they play at the same time? I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie.
They did.
Well, let's just say that they'd have
over.
those two, and you get 3 outs. And in the middle of, while Mays is batting, Mantle is getting interviewed, and then vice versa. I like that. I think that's cool too.
Yeah, no, I am with you. I think that is a cool idea.
You could do Judge versus Ohtani for 9 innings. You know what I mean?
Any early guesses on who you guys might think are going to win? Joey sounds to me kind of like your own Gunnar Henderson.
Gunnar. That's my dude, even though he's on the Baltimore Orioles, but I think he's an awesome player, so that's my guess.
I'm taking Bomb, that guy.
Alex Bohm? Bomb?
I'm hoping it's pronounced Bomb. I really am. I don't think it is. It probably isn't, but I genuinely hope it is pronounced Bomb because how amazing would that be?
See, because of the nickname thing, I'm going the other way. I want Pete Alonso. I want the polar bear.
You want the polar bear?
Give me the polar bear in the heat, baby.
I mean,
This
it's
guy
the only
hates
thing,
everything
it's the only
about
thing
the
the Mets
Mets.
can seem to win.
And you
so.
want the polar bear. I love it.
Again, as I've told you a million times, I do not hate the Mets. I don't love them.
Okay.
I don't root for them. But I don't have a
Oh,
hatred
yeah,
where
don't send him down this path. The amount of times Mike would accuse him of hating the Mets and he'd just be like, no.
Dude, I don't hate that.
I
but
mean, the
like,
best was half the time what he said about the Mets was really just to drive Mike nuts.
Listen, the Mets are playing a great stretch of baseball, or they were for a little while there.
Not right now, but they were.
But they were.
They got back to 500. That's the most important thing.
Exactly. And now they're in contention.
Yeah.
Still don't think they're making it. We still got to bet on that. We're going to keep that going. But yeah, give me the polar bear to win another. He's won a couple of them, right? I think he's won 2.
Yeah, he's won 2.
So,
right,
you know
he's
what?
looking
He's
at
going
join
for
Griffey.
Yeah, so I think he wants a little piece of history. You know, he wants to also show out his power too. I think he's free. You know, looking at free agency.
Yep.
Why not show out and say, listen,
Hey,
listen,
I'm a
I'm a guy
3-time
who's still
home run
got
derby
power.
champ.
Yeah, I can still do it. I just did it this past year. I can do it for you guys. So, give me the polar bear.
All right, nice. So we all have
Cool,
something
we got
different
yep.
too. All right, cool.
That if Shohei Ohtani comes to play though, my guess might change, but
Yeah.
nah, I'll stick with Gunner. That's a Gunner.
Otani's not going to do it.
I don't think he's going to do it either, and
I mean,
for
based off
multiple
that
reasons.
little
One,
blurb.
he would have to get in front of the media, which he still isn't
Nah,
doing
he still
very
hasn't.
much.
You're right.
So I just think that you're really going to see him stay out of the limelight as much as possible All-Star Weekend. I might even think that he may not even come to All-Star Weekend at all.
Wow.
You may
Wow,
hear
that
him
would be a
back
big
out
hit
because
for
again,
MLB.
why would you? But
That'd be a
again,
big hit. You need all your stars there.
Where's the All-Star game being
they've
held?
already sold the tickets. They've already done all of that. So like, he's named an All-Star. Why not be able to get a replacement in there? I just don't think they're going to want him sitting in front of the media. He doesn't want it. They don't want it.
Where's
just
the
think
game?
That I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
We literally have Google up in front of us here, guys.
We do. We can look it up.
Hey, we're a little bit not on top of things. All right.
Home in Arlington,
Seattle.
Texas.
There we go.
Wait,
Seattle.
no, he won
No,
it
no,
last year.
Vladimir Guerrero
This
won
year,
it.
the sentence right below that, Homerun Derby in Arlington, Texas.
Oh, ball should be flying out of Texas.
The Heat, you
Yeah.
would think.
It's gonna be a good
Wouldn't the
derby.
humidity weigh him down a little bit?
Nah, balls normally fly out in the Texas heat.
Now,
It really does. That's why I used to love when
are
the
they?
Yankees would go
Is
there
this
in the
this an
summer.
area impacted by what's it?
That I
Barrel,
don't know.
Birtle?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that name.
The
either.
hurricane. Yeah, I don't
The
know.
B word.
Barrel?
That's barreling through Texas.
Well, it's finally turned up.
Yeah, I think
those poor
Chicago
people,
and all those people are going to get it now because it's going. You're right. It went
Yeah.
up, but I wonder if they were. I wonder if Arlington, Texas, because I wonder if the Dallas area was affected.
It was. So there's like thousands of people without power right now.
So I wonder if they have a contingency plan, or do you think that
they
in the
definitely,
next week?
you always.
that they'll have- you
leagues
think-
always have contingency plans.
But do you
for
think
these
in the next week that it'll matter? Do you think they get everything back up and running? They're ready to go in the next week?
I mean, for this, yes, because this generates money for the state, right? And this generates money for Arlington, right? So, like, they'll figure out a way to get that up and going. Now, the crowd appearance and how many people actually show up could be a lower number than maybe what it would have been if none of this happened, because there might be some people that are like, I don't have time to, I have to keep an eye on my generator to make sure my house doesn't burn down. But at the same time, you might get those people that are like, okay, well, we haven't had power in almost 3 weeks. Like, get me the hell out of the house and something fun to do for a couple hours. So
yeah.
I think they'll be fine. I don't know enough about it. I haven't dug into specifics. I just know thousands of people around Texas are without power right now because of that storm. So. And now you got it ripping up the central United States, dropping tornadoes everywhere. So it's Mother Nature's. You don't mess with her.
Mother Nature.
She will
Mother
always
Nature.
win. But
No, I couldn't Google it. I googled, hey, will this, the hurricane affect MLB All-Star game? Nothing came up.
yeah,
I'm gonna guess it probably won't then. So,
yeah. I
and
think
maybe you're 100% right that this will be a good distraction for those so affected by this. That it'll give them something else to do, something else to put their minds on.
Maybe they'll
something
give
else
people
to...
tickets or something.
That'd be nice.
Maybe.
But it'll cost them money, and sports leagues aren't big fans of.
Yeah, it'll be a
handing
tax
money-
write-off.
handing out free
It's okay.
money.
Now,
But-
some of the players are though. Listen, I remember J.J. Watt raised a ton of
that's
money
right.
in Houston
Oh, after
when
the
they
floods.
had the flood. So I mean, there are some athletes that put their money where their mouth is and do right by the communities that they play for and that they are a part of.
Yeah.
And when they do that, listen, it may have happened a bunch of years ago, but I'm still going to shout it out because more good things like that need to happen to people out there.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of people who lost a lot during these storms or during this hurricane, I should say, that they're probably, some of them may never recover from, some of the losses. I mean, it's unreal. So hearts and prayers go out to them, but then to kind of keep us on that note, I'm gonna play that there for unfortunate passing of Willie Mays. I'm gonna bring up. I know we brought up his name a little while ago, and we were talking Mantle and whatever, but an iconic player. Even though we never got to see him actually play, we all know who he is and what he meant to the sport of baseball. And Dave, and I want to start with you. This is where I do want to start, is because you're the most casual baseball fan here by far. You say that all the time, but what does something like Willie Mays passing, like that's got to move the needle?
I mean, it's sad to see, and a lot of the things I saw about him and heard about him after he passed during his playing days was some of the different things he did for civil rights. So obviously, I know this isn't directly baseball related, but I mean, he came into the league, not too long after the segregation era, was up and running, and it was huge. And I heard he did an interview a couple years ago. A-Rod, I know A-Rod was sitting behind the desk with him, two other guys, and he tells a story about how when they would travel, they would get to some hotels, and the hotels would refuse to give him a room. And the coaching staff and his teammates had his back so much that even if they were already checked into their room, the entire team would check out and leave the hotel to go to a hotel that he could stay in. If they all went to go out to eat as a team, if the restaurant wouldn't allow him into the restaurant or forced him to sit in a different area, the whole team would pick, and coaches would all leave that restaurant to go to a restaurant that would serve him and let him sit with his teammates. And I think that says, a whole crap load about the people that he was able to play with and have be his coaching staff. But it also says a lot about him and the impression he made on them and the impact he had on them, that they were willing to do something like that. I mean, that says a lot about him and the guys that he got to play with. And I thought that was an awesome story, and it just, it kind of paints a picture for, how we look at, these Hall of Fame and historic guys, especially from the, 50s and 60s and, even the early 70s. Like, these guys, they didn't just live, the typical athlete life. Like, they had to go through a lot, and to hear a story like that, just it tells you a lot about, like I said, the character his teammates and his coaches had, but also his character and the impact he had on these guys to make them willing to do that. So, I mean, that says all I think you need to say about Willie Mays, and that doesn't have anything to do with him standing on a baseball field. So that was a story I wanted to share when you told me.
No, it's well said. It's well said, and it just shows that the power of a team, and the power of teammates, and being a group, and them. It's almost like being a family, and to hear those stories and to know that he had that support is, I'm sure, what kept him pushing on. Is what kept him driving to be great and to do all those things he did on the field, were because he was playing for those teammates behind him who always had his back. So I think it kind of, like, as sad as it is in his passing, it's baseball will never forget what he did for the sport and the type of man that he was. And yeah, he just transcends the game. So, I mean, like I said, I don't have really much more to say than what you said, and you did a great job saying it. So, Joey, what you got?
I from what Dave said and the stories that I understand, he was a great person. Even though he grew up in a time when people were not, so good to him, like Dave said, and his teammates having his back. That's awesome. My man is also considered one of the greatest baseball players to ever live.
Absolutely.
He had 660 home runs, a 301 career batting average, which is really badass because he played for like 20 years. 1,900 RBIs, 2,000 runs scored, a 384 on base percentage.
And I mean, some
ridiculous.
Iconic catches, like the over the shoulder.
I was going to say,
catches in the World Series and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I mean,
I know this is
he's always going to be.
But
whoop. But I mean, like some people were talking about having that, maybe changing the MLB logo to the catch.
Oh, that'd actually be kind of
So
cool.
like I've
That would be
heard of
cool.
things like that, and I think that's really cool too. Because again, like you got Jerry West already as one. Why not take another great from back then too, and make him another logo. So
That'd be really cool, man.
I love to see that the Giants honored him at the stadium, and it's a loss for baseball, that's for sure.
Yeah. And the
definitely is.
world around. There's no doubt about it. And on a less somber note, we're less than a month from training camp. I mean, there's really no football stories right now, but that's still nice to be able to say.
Are you kidding me? There's a story. Did anyone not see the boot that Dak was walking with this weekend?
He's already out of it.
I know.
Oh, I was like,
Why was he in a boot?
There lies the story.
apparently twisted his ankle a little bit, so they had him wear it for precautionary reasons. That's all.
Not even signed yet. Not even signed yet.
Eric loves it too. He's like, yo, Giants scoop him up next offseason.
It's just going to get more expensive. Jordan Love's going to sign before week 1. It's just going to...
Now, I got to ask you guys.
No, let me ask you guys something real quick. Hold that thought real quick. I've kind of been thinking for a little bit now that these NFL contracts are getting ridiculous. Do you think that maybe they need like an NBA type of situation where they get a certain max deal, like the $60 million contracts, if they're an all-pro or something like that? Because just because you're next up to get paid shouldn't mean you're next up to get paid. That's how I feel. I don't think a lot of these quarterbacks deserve the money, but that's the going rate
I think
for a
what's going
starting
to happen
quarterback.
is you're going to see overvaluing of the quarterback, and eventually you're going to see correction. Same way people were overvaluing running backs for a while, and now the running back market crashed out. I think
completely
eventually,
crashed out.
if the quarterback play isn't that good and it's not going to demand that kind of money, like you're not going to see teams just throwing that money at bad quarterbacks. I think like you're going to see it for a little bit, but I think the trend will come back down. So I think it'll correct itself, but it's going to take time because right now the NFL is a passing league, and the way the quarterbacks and receivers are getting paid. But the thing is every year there's new great receivers coming in the league, and that's one thing that I want to bring up with you guys. Did you see Malik Neighbors?
Nah, what do you do?
Out at the strip club already, throwing dollar bills, making it, flashing his chains. Like, we know you're doing it, man. Like, we know. I know you're a 20-something-year-old guy out there with all the cash that you can handle and want to have some fun.
It'll go quick.
I'm not trying to take your fun away, but why can't somebody take your phone away? Like,
Yeah.
why do you need to post about it?
You don't
Why
need
does
proof.
it have to be a post from the strip club? Why can't you just go and have a blast at the strip club without blasting it on social media? That's the one thing that gets me. That's the maturity level that I'm hoping they can grow. They can kind of get him in there and they can kind of talk some sense into him. Because to me, like, I have zero issues with him going to the strip club. My issue is with him posting on social media about going to... You gotta see it. He's got stacks of dollar bills like this in each hand. Dancing around, threw one up in the air. Like, I mean, just looking absurd with all his friends around him. Going,
Next to
like,
Odell.
they're all around him.
All milking his money.
All of it. And I think that the Giant staff or somebody needs to get a hold of him and just be like, listen, we don't care that you're doing this. We know you're going to do this because you're young. And this is what you're going to do.
No phone.
No phone. And you need to put some security around him to where you make sure there's no phone and nobody else has got a phone. Because guess what? We don't want you on the back page of the paper.
There's no more.
This is New York. This isn't Louisiana. This is New York City.
Yeah.
This is the biggest lights and the brightest stage. This is it. This is the Mecca. This is the media doesn't get more scrutinized than here. And you're going to put yourself in this position before you've even stepped foot into training camp. Come on, just a little bit of smarts. I need you to smarten up just a bit. I know you're young. I know you're having fun. I'm sure you're going to be phenomenal for the Giants and whoever you play for. Because these LSU receivers that have come out have been awesome. So I'm expecting the same. I'm not holding this against him. I'm just saying put the damn phone away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
You summed it up great.
There's something. I mean, this is a conversation we've had for years. It just the only thing that changes is the name. I mean, that's really all that changes. I mean, think about John Morant in the NBA. If that man just didn't have a phone around him, he never would have had any of the drama he's done with. He just don't have a phone around you. But this generation. It's what they do, and they're gonna have to learn how to live with the consequences that come with doing it, and they're gonna have to learn how to avoid doing it. Like, and somebody's. You'd think enough guys have paid their dues and lost everything because of this stupidity, and these guys would learn, but they don't learn. And so at some point, somebody will, and you just hope it's sooner than later for all these kids. Because for how quickly you got that guaranteed money, that could be gone in a heartbeat, and you don't see another check again. So you got to be smart with your money. You got to be smart with your future and your career. And I'll never forget my college professor. When I was going to get my bachelor's degree, it was like just the start. Like MySpace was like dying out and Facebook was becoming a thing, right? And I'll never forget him saying this. And he's like, whenever you're debating on posting something on social media, or even if you're not debating it and you want to post something on social media, just think one thing to yourself before you post it. Would you put it on a billboard on the side of the road in your house or in your town? If your answer is yes, by all means, feel free to put that on social media. If your answer is no, you should not put it on social media. And I've lived by that my entire life. Like, that is, to me, the most common sense way of looking at social media. If the people you knew and grew up around, your family and your closest friends, could drive by and see what you're going to post on a billboard every single day, would you, like... That's basically what it is, because once it's out there, it never goes away.
Oh, no.
Nobody in this world has enough money to delete every social media post before somebody can screen grab it and
lives there forever.
Yeah. So, no remorse there. On Joey's thing, though, I will say I don't agree with you at all. And the reason for it is the NFL made over $20-something million in profit before TV contracts last year. The NFL owners get 63% of the pie. Mm-hmm. NFL players get 37%.
What do NBA players get?
I think they get 40-something percent.
Yeah.
I think it's like 48%. Something
like
that's
45. Okay, that's a lot different. 15% is way.
So like if you I get what you're saying, right? Like to hear a guy is getting paid $60 million a year to play a game is asinine. Like, when you, in the world we live in, when people struggling, how they're struggling, it's asinine.
Correct.
But they're an entertainer. They get paid to entertain people because the guys that's paying them to entertain people make a hell of a lot more money than they do.
I'm with that. I get that.
The salary cap, every team has to spend at least 80% of their allotted salary cap. That was the big CBA win that the players feel like they got on the last negotiating round, right? Like, so it's like one of those things where, like, yes, asinine, no doubt about it. Simultaneously, when you're making $60 million a year, but the guy that's paying you is making several billion a year, I don't feel bad about taking 1/100th of his. No,
I get what you're saying. I just think just because you're next in line doesn't mean you should get paid top dollar. That's all I'm saying. That's why I think there should be like an all-pro,
there'll be a market correction,
like an all-pro.
So you're saying like the next guy's contract shouldn't automatically just be more than the following?
Like he's just saying like Caleb Williams' next contract shouldn't be a record-setting.
No, I'm saying
Jordan
Love. Jordan Love, yeah. 1 full year in the NFL. Why does he deserve $60 million a year?
And it was an up and down year.
Look, get your money. I totally get that, but I think you need to have like an all-pro season to hit the $60 million.
Okay, so that connects with what you're saying with the NBA. They got to hit certain things to get qualify for that veteran.
That's all where I'm going with that.
I don't think that'd be a bad thing, right? Like, hey, like yes, you can get paid big bucks, but like if you want to be the top paid person at your position, you have to finish first in receiving yards or first in touchdowns. You have to get all pro.
Whatever the criteria would have to be, because the NBA is.
They have several metrics that are built in.
But again, I think there should be some metrics. You should have to be top 5.
Like the top,
you should have to
top
be like,
should be getting paid top. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
you should have at least received an MVP vote the year, or like
something.
A vote. Yeah,
something.
I get. That I can agree with. That I can
something like
agree
that.
with.
Whatever they agree to, congratulate. Yeah, but yes, MVP.
Maybe
vote,
the next
something.
CBA will have something like that.
Probably not. Because why would the players ever do that?
The NFL.
Because if they want a bigger piece of the pie, but if they agree to that and say, listen, okay, well now give us 44%.
They always settle.
And then,
always.
dude, look how insane.
Oh yeah,
look how insane the NBA is, though. These guys, I think SGA's last year of his contract, he's getting paid $75-80 million a year, which is absolutely insane. But again, it goes back to what you're saying. These billionaire owners are getting billions of dollars.
So
comparatively speaking, 80 million isn't that much compared to. But it's just insane what these athletes are just getting, and it's just continuing to go up and up and up and up.
Think about it this way: if you made $10 billion and you paid somebody $80 million, that is literally 8% of your profit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You still got 92% to spread out against another 14, 15 guys, right? Like, easy, right? Like, it's not even a problem. Payroll, 300 million. I made 10 billion. So 30% of my profit is to pay the guys for the 70% of the profit that I get to keep. But the NFL is so top. I mean, you have a players union with a little less than 1,300 guys in it, where out of the 1,300, 45 of them make the majority of the salary cap, right? So are you going to sacrifice your money when most of them are the decision makers of the NFLPA? Are you going to sacrifice your money to make the other 1,200 guys happy?
No, but that's why they've never been able to get a good deal.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
they
another
have
thing
to be
too.
willing to strike. They have to be willing. That's a rabbit hole. Or you have to
be one of the top players.
Yeah, that's a whole rabbit hole.
And by top players, I mean pretty much just a QB or a receiver at this point, because they're about the only
pass
two
rusher.
getting paid.
What was the
pass rushers getting paid?
What was the meme that you
corners sometimes?
Was it you or Fife who threw it in about Jason Tatum's contract being more than the top 5?
I did. I threw that in there.
You threw that in there?
But it's true, though. He got... I'll pull it up right now.
Like,
but
I remember there
wild.
was Yankee seasons when they would say, oh, like A-Rod, Jeter, and I don't know, we'll say Passat or Giambi, they make more than the whole Rays
Tatum's
team.
salary next season is $62.8 million. The top 5 highest paid NHL players next season combined for 61.6.
That's crazy. But that just goes to show you how healthy the NBA game is compared to the NHL game.
Well, then they're getting their new TV deals too, so you're going to have all that stuff coming in. But now, who knows where you're going to have to find your game. Because now, whatever fan you are, you better have 14 different streaming services because everybody's getting a piece.
Don't
plus
forget cable.
Because everybody's going to get some games. And, I don't love that trend because, again, it's getting that way with football too, where you got to have 14 different things. You got to have
Peacock, got to have Netflix, got to have Prime, got to have cable.
Peacock. Oh, you already said Peacock.
And then you figure they're even doing it with baseball. Baseball, you have, just the Yankees alone are on, TV. Apple, Prime. They're on multiple. There's certain nights of the week I'm like, oh, shoot, it's a Friday. They're probably on Apple. Or, oh, wait, it's a Wednesday or a Thursday. They're probably on...
these random NBA playoff games were on like HBO Max and things like that. It's just tough. You need to have all the platforms to like watch. It gets expensive.
Yeah, this is another rabbit hole, guys, and I'm starting to get hungry. So
yeah,
hey,
I'm 8 hours since the last time
we killed the time.
I'm hungry.
I didn't have anything else for you anyway. So listen,
I apologize.
The one thing I do got for you though. is just make sure that you share, you like, you subscribe.
Please.
All the things that are free,
do them.
Could you do them for me?
For Joey, Dave, and me.
Yeah.
All the things that are free, can you do them for
Joey, Dave, and me?
Boom.
Booyah. Let's do those things. Like us on YouTube at Die on This Hill. Finally got the audio straight tonight.
Hang low, do they wobble to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? Can you throw them over your shoulder like a continental soldier? Do your balls hang low? Sorry, guys.
You guys were singing a different song.
I'm sorry. I literally was singing that before we came on air. I don't know where it came from, so I apologize, but I had to get that.
But if they want to yell at you, where can they find you?
David Hastings 23 on Twitter. I'm done calling it X. I'm so tired of trying to remember that. So
you gotta call it X. So that's what it's called.
David Hastings 23 on Twitter. Everybody still knows it's when you download the app, it's got an X on it, but everybody calls it Twitter.
I'm at Joey Doth 47 on Instagram. DOTS standing for Die on This Hill. That's right. Die on your hill. Let's go.
Let's go. And you can find me at The Living Legend on X. And like I said, definitely go and find us at Die on This Hill on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple, on any of your favorite podcasting apps of choice.
Gold medal count.
Until next time, don't be afraid to die on this
America.
hill. And America.